Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 309 edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Here is the first trading day of the new week, and I will tell you that the market, both globally and locally here, we can see that market is itching up. It's a good sign of market breaking out from activities of last week. For different reasons in different market domain, particular volatility has remained on a high gear. But this morning, it's a good news that we are seeing market opening, in the mature market in the green, and also down here in NGS, we are seeing also market opening in the green. For me, this is a good news to start the week. But I tell you that all eyes are on different many factors also to shape the week here in our local market and at the same time in the international market. That is why, as a trader or investor, before you start the day, you have to look at your plan and make sure that you follow your plan and keeping your eyes on what on the chart, because chart will always give you the direction of sentiment and also what is the psychology and the feeling of people in the market. That is why in any market you're trading, you must understand to this chart, because the behavior of investors or market players in mature economy might also be different from that we are seeing locally here. But the chart will always give you an insight and also a reflection of what this sentiment and the psychology of different world of different market. And that is why, as a successful trader, you must know how to combine your technical and your fundamental as to speak, because it calls for what this analysis and also the happenings of what is where you are will guide you to make what informed decision. As we speak now, you can see that both the equity investment and other investment windows in mature economy are really in a high volatile mood, because of what fundamentals changing in that environment also influencing activities. But because of the earning season continue in this mature market, as most of the mature economy, they are entering the last start like the lap slap of the earning season, to for you to know that yes, we're already concluding any season in that mature market. While here in our market in the local here, we're still looking to see what the first year banks were going to do in weeks to come, because some of them have already sent their audited account to the regulator CBN for approval and also for them to release the work to the market. But look at what is happening in the mature market right away as we speak. I will tell you that look at exactly what is happening in Asia market. But starting from there, Asia market as we speak, because all eyes are still on the inflation data that's going to come from the two biggest economy from US and China, and also any season like I told you now is just rounding up. Any signal from that domain, we're seeing that the market there is is flattish in nature. In nature now to speak now in a flashes mood or ranging what you are seeing, not down but the flashes one and ranging in a low direction this hour in mature in Asia market, tracking the missed signal from the just concluded last week, because of the downgrade of US credit sovereign credit rating by Fed. That also affected that market yesterday last week. That we saw that even as at Friday, we're seeing that all the indices in US market were in red. But this morning we're seeing that a bit out from last week bad performance because of the downgrade of what of the that domain. And we saw that in that US that the treasury yield also jumped above 4%, and that because of what the fear of rising debt in what in US, and also after having a long battle for them to go to to adjust the ceiling of debt that was early around May, April and May, before we were able to jump that or overcome that trend. As to speak now, because of the downgrade, it's also shaking investor sentiment as to speak. Now that all eyes are what on the inflation figure after last Friday of seeing the job data that also that was missed, because it was below expected figure of 200,000, but was up around, and that was a decline from 3.6 to what to the 3.5. You can see, and if you look at also some Fed members always saying that yes, the number is good one, it's a good sign, but if it continue like this, they are likely to leave rate unchanged as long to watch the pressure in inflation. And that's why the data that we expect this week on inflation, both in US and China, is a very important to consider if what Fed will be doing in the next Fed meeting, in the next policy meeting. But like I said, in the last meeting, even in in Fed and also the ECB, and even in Australia, they're all saying that they want to watch the macroeconomic data and what and indices that will come, data that will come within the economic environment, within the economy to know if whether they're going to adjust what their rate in their next meeting or not. But we know that last time there was a 5% basic point adjustment both in US, in EU and also slightly also in UK, Bank of England. These are the things we also will be looking at, to see what influence the market this week. But all eyes are what on this inflation data and also what is happening in Ukraine. We see that Ukraine, war or conflict is directly the thing is going on becoming something else because we are seeing bombing here and there, even the green port and all those stuff. You can see that the prices of commodities also looking up, which are trying to going up again because of the incident we are seeing. I don't know how the world is going to manage this. Even the two countries involved, which also were seeing the same trend in Ukraine and Russia coming over to Africa, just like the ECOWAS and and dilemma, what to do as what is happening in the region. All these are kind of shaking global economy. But we in Africa that we know that our economy is still very fragile. What is happening, in Africa regions, like ECOWAS and all those stuff, it shows that every country in this continent in Africa should also be thinking outside the box how to make sure that there's security in their nation and how to make sure that what they have they need to and also how to also preach about laboriousness and also oneness in the region so that this kind of kind of a coup and all those things will start coming down and also what is the root of the cause of the coup. Let our leaders in this continent start looking in that direction. But I believe that these are the things that are going to influence activities this week into the market. Like I said, in Asia, the major earnings for this week, like I said, the latter was expect to see no Chinese, e-commerce company like giant, this, Alibaba, and Group Holding, and also we expect others big name there from Japan also to be releasing a result this week. This also going to shape the market. We are focused on this large component to expect to release their number, especially in Asia and Japan and and the Chinese and China. Sorry, this is what we expect to and to shape the market as we speak. For me, there's no cause for alarm, but like I said, you must keep your eyes on what is happening in the market so that it will help you to finally know where it is being content and how you should go about in the market. It's very, very important for any of us that are trader or investor in any market. Keep your eyes or keep tab on what is happening in the environment where you are invested or where you are investing to know how to what or always put your stocks or your portfolio, look around it and make sure that you are repositioning to meet what is happening in the market and also to adjust also your own investment objective. All this will help you to know what to do in this kind of situation, especially knowing what is happening in reality in the economy and also in the environment where you are with your goal objective, all will help you also to rebalance your portfolio and any market situation. Yes, if you look at what is happening also in in EU, when I mean European European market is also mixed. Can I tell you, it's not totally now at the mixed market now. Germany industrial production, we saw it also was going in the south, which is not a good news also. These are the things that have also made that market miss at this hour, weighing the impact of this economic weakness they are experiencing in this environment, especially in Germany. But UK, despite the little adjust, we are seeing that prices of house mortgage is becoming cheaper in that environment too in UK. These are the things that is happening right away. But I believe that as far as crude oil price also slowed down a little, we know that the tightened supply has also push prices of crude oil to that level and also falling inventory. As we speak now, oil price is around 85 $27 after touching 86. It pulled a pullback, little one. But as we speak now, despite the pullback in the price, I can tell that oil price is still far above what April price. That means for 4 months now, this is the higher price we're seeing in oil price. They can tell you that these are signs to show that yes, there is also potential for oil to go high as far that Saudi Arabia and Russia has continued to work to voluntarily cut their production. This is going to influence prices of commodity. And when oil is also high, it has the way of influencing what cost of production for those that going to hit up their system, and you know what it is. That also bring inflation to what to light again. After this long rate hike has started to slowing down inflation, but with also are seeing a distortion in supply again, that is just showing up face in what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. This also has a way of also affecting prices of what of commodity. I can see that bombing of greenhouse there. See Black CD not up as to speak now, but the understand that last week Russia say interested in that discussion, but the level of attack here and there in these two nations, show that I don't know how peace, but I believe that still they can still make peace at this time. But the rate of bombing and also for me, it's not. I'm not comfortable with it. That is how we also know. But if you come back to look at what is happening in US market itself, I'll tell you all the three indices are in green. Dan Jones, S&P, and and Nasdaq are in what in green. And why is as a result of what expectation of this this expectation of no inflation figure or consumer price index for the month of July, and this is also going to shape the market there, in US. And I believe that, as I said earlier, that nearly every market now in material market, but we're looking at to see the last lap of earnings, and with all eyes on what on this inflation data for the month of July, the consumer price index. This is expected also to shape to shape the market in US. But good thing that US is beating out from the loss experience it had last week. For me, it's a good one. But if you come back to Africa market is not doing badly. He also missed at this hour, as I've said earlier. And in Africa, from what to start seeing inflation figure, from next week start seeing inflation figure for this for this part of the world, the Africa market. But to speak now, Africa market is equally missed. And I believe that what is also happening in in Niger Republic also has a way also influencing activities in Africa market, and that is also investors should also trade with caution and know exactly what to do. As also all eyes are still on earnings in this region too, because I tell you most of the companies that have December as year end are also releasing their numbers as we speak, and this is a good news for the market across the globe right away. But before go to the chart, this is the another full trading week for the month of before the month of August, and we are seeing that last week over the weekend we saw an upgrade of Nigeria credit rating, which is also a plus. Like I said, we have three big rating agency in the world. First we have Mundi and S&P. Standard and Poor. This, as to speak now, Standard and Poor has a kind of upgraded Nigeria rating to from a negative to BB plus. I believe that this also is a good omen for the market and not for the economy. It shows that the reform that the new administration is carrying on, they are also watching and also seeing the potential of it. Like they said, that to see how is going to these reforms and this policy are implemented to the latter, that will determine more rating that will come and how they can also Nigeria economy can benefit from it, and put all eyes on even locally here. We want to see how far this rate, this another time. And also we are seeing that the Senate has been for more than a week now on what on strain of ministerial nominees. I believe that by this week, before Friday, the president will be assigning portfolio if they all scale the conversion of the Senate. That means by next week, we would like to see people handling different portfolio, and what it is that for you to as a minister going to a new sector to be the head, you want to start rolling out plans to achieve the desire of the government, because the people are executive council, to make sure that this economy, what they promise, will see it, and the Nigerian economy start looking up to be a part of progress if this is done, and also also to put there to advise on what is going in this ECOWAS region and Africa as regard the coup here and there, and how we as a nation also should also make sure that we carry our neighbors along, and also that we don't have something affecting our own activities here, and our security also beef up to see. But don't forget that this also going to divert the attention of the military and all that, because if you are talking about to protect the territory of Nigeria, and also we're having internal insecurity here and the kidnapping, killing of some farmers, and all, we need to. These are the games, and I think the president promised that when he was coming over that this is time to use technology to do all this, I believe that it's time to deploy them. Let's say that Nigeria is secure to attract investment, because nobody wants to invest in an environment where there is no security. Once we have security, I'll tell you, we'll see more flow with reform we're seeing, and if these reforms are sustained, that would be a good one. But we need security to encourage more inflow into the economy. Once this is done, I see that this will be a good news for us as a nation. We need to have all this at the back of our mind, and also as the institutional investor that I know are the would have bring what we call the smart money that really invite volume, that you want to follow the flow of fund or flow of order. This, when they start coming buying the market, you will see it, because when they start coming back, and that is why you need to to keep your eyes on your money flow, look at your sentiment report, even when you're looking at your technical analysis to tell you where is the fund flowing through and what is the next you are doing in this regard. It's very, very important as we speak now, so that at the end of the day, we need to know what we are doing, and that will help us to achieve the result as investor. You don't invest with one approach and carry your leg up or carry your hand up and say you are done. You need to know what is happening so that you can always position your portfolio, according, because those that want to do fixed income market because of what is happening. But I tell you, as all eyes are inflation for the month of July, this inflation will determine, because if inflation move according to focus, we are seeing 23.62, and above that, you can see that no matter what you are earning, you are earning 15% return in your fixed income. That's why, yes, we are looking at that, but I tell you that also control where from flow. But I know that if prices remain up or pull back, we are seeing a better yield. But once the price cycle go up and the earnings are not supporting or giving us a light of a higher payout from these companies, it becomes a problem. But once we see the numbers so far in Q2, we have seen the companies that have done excellently well, and those that are also posted their disappointing number. Now, as an investor, you need to go that route so that your investments are along those lines, where you expect to see a better number into the future that will support the price and also support a higher price. Because the more price go up, as earnings is not improving to support a bigger dividend at the end of the day, I will tell you those equity will not be attractive again. But if before now 10% yield has been the what investors are looking at, but as price go up, I said that most of these companies have gone below. That means we're looking around 8% again. But I believe if earnings improve and we're seeing a high payout, which we are waiting to see if the First Bank will change that with their trade dividend to see that there's the kind of improvement in their payout from all the money we have seen they have made from FX reserve and also other increment like interest rates for more than a year. How has it impacted their what interest income? What they're able to do with it? If it's determined on what they give investor, and this their interim corporate action we're expecting. This was going to shape the market. As for me, there's no cause for alarm. Just invest wisely and know why you are in a position and trade your plan and know exactly also when to take your profit. Don't be greedy and don't be carried with market vibe. Always follow your goal and also trade your plan. It is very, very key in any market. Right away, what is happening in our market now? Market is still in green. Market, the first trading of the week is in green, trying to reverse what happened on Friday. On Friday, we saw the market down by 0.10, but speak now, market is doing 0. Even 0.001. Market is not yet in green, but yet in the up green, but slightly flat and greenish greenish in nature or flattish in nature. But market is also up marginally. Market is doing 65,226.68. That is 26.60 basic point, up by what 0.01. Can see what I said, 0.01. Market is still in green but not more. But if you look at the market bread remained positive at this hour. Last week we saw on Friday we saw a flat market. For this one we are seeing 19 gainers against 12 losers, and I will tell you it's a good market right away. Despite that market is a bit quiet, but as people continue to digest the number, looking up to see the ministerial list, and also having this kind of positive news for the economy in terms of upgrading our credit rating. This is also a good sign. But market is waiting for another trigger, and which I believe that any moment from now, once we see the macroeconomic data, see the inflation figure, and also the portfolio assigned to different ministerial nominee, and see how they're going to move, that will shape the market again. But I'll tell you, don't be greedy again. When you are in profit, take your profit. And any pullback you see, that this pullback has also shown sign that it will rebound, because what attracted into that stock is very intact. And also, you are seeing that pulling back make the stock cheaper, because what is going for the company remain intact. You need to jump in straight away. Especially those companies who are seeing that better numbers ahead, you are there to know this is the time to start buying them because at the end of Q3 and from October, you see the real position taking again, and also believe that then what is happening in Africa will start slowing down, and what's happening also in Ukraine and Russia. Also, we believe that world leaders also will show more concern to make sure that peace reign in that region. That was to tell us where the global economy and the local economy will be going at that particular time. Yes, the top five losers, want to look at them fast and move on. We're seeing that Prestige Assurance is leading, followed by UACM. And also, we're seeing Police Microfinance also at the top one there, followed by FTN Kuku and Regency Insurance. These are the top gainers as we speak, and these profit-taking activities. The highest loser here is Prestige Assurance, 9.8%, while UACN is just 8.7%. We're seeing Police Microfinance is 7.1%, FTN Kuku is 5.4%, and while Regency Insurance is 4.8%. For the top gainers, it's very important we mention it. University Press is leading with 9.7% in the green, followed by Suno Assurance. Yes, this is a stock that led also last week, almost 55%, but I believe this time, also look at that chart, but I advise start taking profit if you enter that stock, I believe, because for 50% in a week, you don't be greedy, you are good to go with that kind of now that the stock is going up, it's time for you to stay and work and move away from the stock right away. Then I think that GSK maintain the positive trend about 9.8% now, trading around the 9.75 kobo. Yes, as investor in this stock, fine, you have to trade with caution. Like the advice, consult your financial advisor. You need to know how far to go, even when they are selling their property. If you look at their book, the book value, you know what book value means. That is the net assets. If they are selling their properties to pay their debt, the remaining one is what to come to it. The book value is less than 8 naira, and already it's about 9.75 kobo. If you are buying at this point, what is it you are buying? You need to know why you are in the stock. But if you are in the stock before now, nothing stop you. You can wait to see the final payment. But for those that I want to jump now, you have to trade caution with this company. Their exit for me is no surprise to many of us that are in this market. We have seen that they started winding down even more than 5 years ago. They're going at this point. It's just a coincidence. And also, they are exiting the market. It's not only Nigeria. It's a thing like Africa and other, more like 29 countries they are exiting, calling off their, they know why they want to wind down and stop their international business. They know the best. But for me, there's no cause for alarm. If you look at like I'm saying, the top gainers followed by Women Bank, also we're seeing Women Bank also almost 9.3% also in green, and followed by Fertilizer also almost 9.7%. These are the top gainers right away. Then if you look at the activity in terms of volume, we're seeing that it's like internal is trying to rebound. We're seeing internal here coming back around 22 naira 80 kobo, around almost trading about 8.36 million shares, followed by Transcorp 8.2 8.2 million share traded so far. Japan Gold also 7.8 million, and FCMB also 6.8 million share. Access Corp 6.6 million share. But you can see that relatively the volume of transaction we're seeing this morning is not much. It shows that there's a kind of quiet market. People are still watching to see. But I believe that this afternoon, like I tell you, afternoon market determines where the market is going. That's why we need to watch the market right now. But the volume so far in the market, I'll tell you, is a very small volume. That shows that yes, that the market is still very quiet, looking for direction as we speak. These are what is happening right away in the market now. You need to understand right away now. Yes, go to the chart to see what is happening. Like I tell you, first of all, look at where the chart going. The chart is still has not make a breakout from where it touched almost 55,300 before it started pulling back. But we see that it's flat now. We saw that the last week, the last trading day of the week last, we saw a kind of a hammer signal. But because an uptrend was yet to confirm is the end of the trend. But this morning, the market is slightly also in green as we speak. We need to keep our finger crossed and watch the market. But even that the market is still trading above the T line, let's call our indicators up right away. We'll call we'll be looking at the Oliga bar this morning. It's part of what we're going to do. Check at the not ADS, sorry, Oliga bar. Let me call it Oliga bar. We want to look at it this morning. Yeah, good. I know that. Then we also go to look at you know AD, ADS. Look at the ADS. Very very key. Because want to look at what the market doing. Look at the ADS, and finally look at the money flow. Where is money flowing? And then ET line. I think the indicators are not much. You can do with this. Guide change the T line now to black because of the T line to black. The T line to black right away. The T line to black. Okay. The T line is the black one you are seeing here. While the red line is a 20-day moving average of political band. You can see the black line, that is the T line. Yes, I want to start from the market now. If you look at the market indicator, or what call a NTS index, you can equally see that it's trading above the T line slightly, and also the good line is trading above the 20-day moving average of the Bollinger Band. And here you can see that activity is not so bad here. You can see that it's still wide. You can see when there was no activity much before it break out, and that's why at this point there is a kind of a low activities where you see this tiny red. It's a time to tell that market is consolidating, waiting for what a trigger. You can see that at this point there was no more activity before the market break. You can see that the Bollinger become wider to tell you that the activities are increased in volume, and we're seeing momentum, high momentum here. For me, it's a good news. But we saw the market pulling back here. After that, market registered downtrend, came up, and that's what we're seeing. As we see, market is actually, it has not come down, has not taken away the last is 1 point the last gain I did, the 1.55 percent again in a day. That candlestick is still very strong here, and the market is still trending until it break it out. And that's what I'm saying. But as speak, market is still above the T line, both in a daily chart. Then quickly look at what is happening on a shorter chart, shorter time frame on a daily chart. Look at 1 hour first. On a 1 hour chart, we are seeing that money flow is looking up on a 1 hour chart. You can come here and see it here, and we can see that MACD ADC is positive. We are seeing momentum here. You can see here widening up gradually. For me, it's a good 1 hour, and you can also clearly see that the on the 1 hour chart, the market is above the T line and trading above 20 days moving average. For me, there's no cause for alarm. We quickly look at the 15-minute chart, before we quickly look at other stuff because of our time. This 15-minute chart, 15-minute chart also, but MACD also, sorry, ADS, which is momentum also, momentum indicator is relatively strong again. You can see that the blue line is above the red one, and money flow is looking at little, looking now, but still above 50 to read 58. For me, let's take it particular what it is. When we start seeing that every indicator is not looking good again, we'll shout and let you know. We can see on the 5-minute chart again. For 5 minutes again, was activities for 5 minutes to show this. I think that the market is done today. You can actually see it here on this Bollinger Band that the market is very done here. That's why you are seeing coming closer, compressing. But when this activity that there will be a breakout to see this Bollinger Band. It tell you also when Bollinger Band is market touch the upper band, start coming down, touch the lower band, time to buy. You also to follow the same way to use Bollinger Band. But looking at it now, I tell you that it shows that activity in the market in 5 minutes charted that activity is very, very slow. Yes, money flow is looking up above 50, which is also good for the market. Like I said, let's look at what is happening in Suno Assurance. That how will investors wait in this stock? It's very, very important to know how long will they wait in this stock, seeing the pattern is being a stock that have been almost 55% last week, still looking up. What on a 15 minutes 5 minutes chart, you can see that it's still very strong. Momentum there is very strong. Money flow is high above for me. Yes, on a 15 minutes line is still very, very strong above the T line. We need to also watch. For me, this is the time for to take profit. Don't be greedy. Yes, we're also seeing that still very, very strong on a 15 minutes chart. Go back to 1 hour chart. You can see that one hour chart. You can see also the uptrend there, a strong gap here. You can see this is a strong bullish candlestick. I can see that your ADS is still very strong, looking up, and money flow is also looking more, above 60. It's a good one, but don't be greedy for all this local stuff. Take your profit. This is why I say let me also look at that way. Again, look at the FCMB at this point. FCMB. It's time for me to also look at the master FCMB. FCMB. People look at also master before we call it a day because of our time. Look at FCMB. You can see that on the 1 hour chart, the stock, you can see that is trading below the T line, and also can see also below the 20-day moving average. But you can see also the MACD, sorry, not MACD, ADS is also showing a sign of weakness here. I think the red one try to cross the blue one. That is a sign that we are seeing a weak momentum. But also money flow is looking down on the 1 hour chart for the stock. People look at 15 minutes for FCMB. FCMB on 15 minutes chart already see sign that the momentum there is going down. And that's why the money flow is trying to look up, slightly here, but I tell you it's still below the 50 days moving average. Finally, look at what the day chart. This chart, you can see that is below the T line right away, and we are seeing that the market is not profit taking, is already hitting the stock. And you can even see it here. But if you look at the ADS and there's still positive trend. That's why the blue line is still up, and the ADS is reading 34.77 for me, for 34.78 is a good one. The money flow is looking down to read 67 already on a day chart. That means because of the performance of the company, of the holding company might see, but now there's profit taking activities on the stock now, and which I'm not surprised because of where the stock is coming from. It's good that we note where it's coming from. We quickly look at what is happening in Dangote and Nasdaq. Sorry, I said Massad. Let's quickly look at Massad.